So hello everyone for tonight's pre-season event here with NXTGEN Racing powered by PowerMax Racing, and we are in for just a nice pre-season event test really, and it will be fantastic, no doubt. We've got a few drivers in just for tonight as part of the pre-season event, which happened yesterday as well, and that was an interesting event. We had a good number of drivers in from last night. A couple of those who are here tonight were unable to race, which is why we're doing this second event session. The drivers will be setting a number of laps during the qualifying session, which will be roughly 10 minutes long, followed by the race itself, which will be 20 minutes. Like I said, if you're new to NXTGEN, we are a racing league that has been running now for a good number of years, at least 4 in that respect, and here we are now in season 17 with PowerMax Racing on board, which is where the Megane series trophy comes in. You can see a number of drivers here we've got for tonight running specific liveries. We've got Wace here, he's driving the Tang Tools livery as we just cut now over into. We'll run through the drivers who are in for tonight shortly, and I'll just switch over the cameras so that we can all see what's going on. But we've got for tonight Anthony Hunt 20, he's just driving in the standard Megane basic livery we've got there. PMR 92, which is just now loaded in, he's driving the Steel Seal Head Gasket Pro livery there. And we'll just switch up the cameras a little bit, shall we, make sure that's all correct. See if we can get onto the right one for a change. Wace is also taking part, he's in the Tang Tools livery as I mentioned earlier. Jordan, that's JPH 99, he's going to be in the PMR backed livery there. And Kyonko Chan, which has also just got the base livery for tonight for some reason, hasn't been loaded in correctly. So we'll just watch the cars going around there. You can see the Steel Seal gasket one there for PMR 92. Now, the season itself, we will be kicking off properly next Thursday in that respect, and that's April the 30th for those who haven't got it down in their calendars at the moment. So we've got 10 rounds during the season, and the league itself is split into 2 lobbies, Lobby 1 and Lobby 2. Very simple names, of course, but this is why we're having tonight's event to run through a couple of times, see how quick the guys are based on the race pace, and we'll sort it accordingly. The drivers don't know that yet. They don't know in terms of what lobby they'll be in, but we will be announcing that over the coming days, which will be great to see. So 10 rounds we've got, as I mentioned we've got round 1, that'll be starting on Thursday, that's at Brands Hatch Indy. Round 2 are at Kyoto Driving Park at Yamagiwa. Round 3, Lago Maggiore West. Round 4, Sardinia, the road track, that's the B specification. Round 5, we're at Red Bull Ring. Round 6, we're at Fuji Short. Round 7, Autopolis. Round 8, Laguna Seca. Suzuka East is round 9. And the classic Goodwood is round number 10. So we've got drivers now just starting their opening laps. You can see the 6 we've got in for tonight. I also didn't mention Sir Bertus is also racing tonight as well. He's driving the Fuchs livery, you can see there, and that's number 23. And it'll be fascinating to see how the 6 get on tonight. I must stress that Jordan, or rather JPH, is on the controller for tonight's event, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. He's driven the controller, like myself, for a number of seasons, but he's got a wheel too, and he puts the car a little bit sideways there, going through turn number 4. So, Interlagos, famous track obviously in Brazil, for those that don't know the geography that much. We've got Gibb, who's currently on, well, he looks like he's going to be the first driver potentially to complete a lap. I think Bertus is still on an out lap in that respect. He's got a little bit wide out of the Pinheiro there, as he comes now down into the hairpin towards the fast left-hander known as Magulo before going into Juncal. That's the final real turn dry conditions. A little bit wide again, a little bit squirrely on exit. Drifts the car through Juncal, wide through the final corner. Let's go on board with him on the roof cam. I think that would be easier coming down the back straight. Fast circuit this, of course, obviously named after the famous racing driver, Formula 1 driver I must say, Carlos Pache. Won the Grand Prix himself here at Formula 1 in 1975, so clearly got some ability, or had some ability sadly before he passed away. Wace has gone quicker so far in the first opening minutes. He's got 2 temps on Gibb. JPH couple of hundredths just behind Gibb there. And Anthony Hunt's rounding out the completed time so far. Kyonko-chan's on his way though. Interesting anime reference, I have to say. But in any case, that's his PSN name. Let's see his time he comes across the line. He's 5.8 down, suspected of a potential mistake there. Let's go through onto this trackside camera on board with, or rather following, Wace in the 10 Tools, number 20 livery there. And James Tyrwell has also joined the event as well, which is good timing. He's still got a good few 5 minutes to try and get himself a lap time set, so hopefully he can do that shortly. Waste quick flash of the light there as he goes round. Margulo there. So here we come then, he's just got past Gibb, I think he's just moved out of the way for him. Wace coming up to the line here, what's his lap time going to be? Goes 4 tenths quicker than before. What about JPH, what can he do next? Doesn't go any faster, 4.5 tenths slower than before. Hunt goes a touch quicker, goes 0.288 quicker than he did previously. Let's see if he can improve further down the line. Bertis obviously still a ways away around a lap currently. Let's ride on board with him though. We'll get a quick rundown of the lap here. He's got a touch wide as he comes towards turn 8 and 9, Panero being the left-hander that we're about to come round. Gone a little bit deep into the corner as Bertis, but nothing doing. This is an opening session, so it's not the end of the world at the moment. Comes round the corner completely flat, 4th gear up towards the next hairpin here on the right hand side. 2nd gear, he takes it in, no problems. Gets on the power relatively easy there. Comes round the Margulo corner before hitting Junk out. He's 200ths of a second up on his previous lap time. I think we've got another car coming up very quickly behind him. Not 100% certain who that is. Let's have a quick scan through. It's Tyrwell, who's on an outlap currently. So see how Bertis gets on as he comes towards the end of his lap. Is he going to be into the 35s? No, he's just missed out on a 36.094. So, these are your front three at the moment, running line astern in terms of lap time. We've got Wace, we've got Gibb, who's picking up a slight distant toe from Wace here. Let's see how Wace gets on. Goes slower. Gibb, I think, has gone a little bit slower. There he has. And JPH as well, 6 tenths slower that time round. So you can see Hunt there's just set his personal best of the session. He's got into the 34.7s now. Bit of a corner cut from Hunt, it has to be said, but this is why we've got these practice sessions in pre-season lobbies so that we can iron out any form of problem going on. Kyonko-chan next up for a lap time, obviously just running the standard livery. I must stress that, but the liveries will be finalised come next Thursday. Gone across there. We've got Tyrwell, he's running in the very nice Mastervolt livery we've got there on his car. He's number 0 as he does a huge spin going through turn number 9. That's a big moment for James. Hopefully he'll be able to carry on and set a much more representative lap time than that one he's just done. Bertis is coming around the final corner now. Down the main straight he comes. Well, I say straight, it's not really a straight in any case, but here he comes. Just ride on board with him briefly here. He comes towards the line. Has he gone any quicker? He does. Again, marginal improvements, but they are marginal gains, and that's the main thing in this pre-season lobby, is that you're making progress. Back through again. Wace is there currently. That's the only way you can describe it. Gibb comes towards that. He goes fastest with a 134 flat. JPH go any quicker. Looking at it in terms of the times now and the time left in the session, we've got 1 minute 20 odd seconds left to go. No one else behind JPH is going to be able to set a valid lap time, I don't think, although I suspect Jordan will try and set one. That's what he normally Here comes NXTGEN then, on his last official flying lap here on the pre-season test. See how he gets on. His best time so far is a 39.6. Looks like he's going to improve on that on the way to the line. He does a 38.1, gets himself just about 4 seconds off Wace's pace setter time there, who has actually gone quicker. I've just noted there from earlier on. I say Gibbs gone fastest overall there. My apologies, he's on a 34.0. Anyone who is next up coming out of Juncal there? We've got Bertis coming up on towards his last lap here. He's got about 20 odd seconds left in the session, which he will get toward the end of the line. He's run wide, so probably extending the track as far as he can. What's his lap time going to be? Will he get a 35? He will! He will get a 35. It's 35.6. Gets himself within a second and a half. Who else is just coming across that? It's Tyre Wall, who just gone into the pit, so I can't quite see his lap time. He is a second slower than Wace. We've got JPH coming to the line. Doesn't go any quicker than earlier. And that should be the end of the session. JPH pulls to the end of the line. Who's going to sneak across the line at the end? It's Wace, who's already been across the line, so there's no problem there. Waiting now on JPH to get ready for the 20-minute session that we're about to have in terms of the race, and we'll see how that gets on. Quick moment to mention in terms of settings and the lobby for this season, for those that are curious. Default setups on the Renault Meganes that we are running for this league, we're using Racing Soft tyres, sticking with the usual stock power and weight ratio. Tyre fuel wear is off for this season. As well as that, we've also got the additional top 4 reverse grid. For those that have not come across it before in our leagues, top 4 reverse grid relates to the drivers who are naturally in the top 4 in the championship at the time, and they get sent to the back. They start in reverse order, and it'll be interesting to see if they can fly through the field. That's going to be happening firstly at round 3 at Lego Maggiore West, then at round 6 at Fuji, and then round 9 at Suzuka East. So 3 times that will happen during the season. So Jordan's gone back to the pit lane there. A couple of others are just sort of sat waiting. There we go, the final has been triggered, and it's going to be P-Gib 92, who's on pole for this pre-season event. It's going to be fascinating to see how everyone gets on then. So here we are then, 7 drivers lining up on the grid for tonight's pre-season event. 20 minutes on the right there, you can see, for time remaining. Here comes the last number, and the race is live. Gibbs got a good start off the line. Wace is a little bit slower. Hunt moving up alongside him. JPH has had a fantastic start though, as Gibb leads into turn number 1. Wace has run deep at Hunt, might have a chance on exit, but JPH was having a quick look there at the inside. It's cut straight over to a different camera if it's possible to do so, but it's not letting me. So here we are then, going along with JPH. We've got Tyler just behind him, all looking relatively neat and tidy for the time being. NXTGEN. Ooh, Bertis has had a little look. Contact between the two further up the field. JPH has been overtaken by Tyre Wall just as we were watching Sir Bertis go berting his way into NXTGEN, to say the least. But that is the situation as it stands. Gibb still leads, Wace is second, Hunt third. That is your top 3 as it stands at the moment. Still here on lap 1 at the moment. You can probably see me messing about with the camera settings at the moment. just waiting for the moment we can switch over to different camera views. Wade's flashing his lights as we come towards Junkow for the first time of this 20-minute session. Gibbs still leads, he's just stretched his legs a little bit, he's got 9/10 on Waste, but I imagine that will come down slightly due to the slipstreaming effects on GT Sport. Hunt's there in third, we've got Tyrewall relatively close behind him, 3/10. May try some form of lunge going into turn 1 as we head towards the centre race, but Hunt is defending already from that. JPH is 5th, Bertus is 6th, he's lost a little bit of time. Kyonko-chan's fallen away and taken an interesting line going through the centre S to say the least. But that is where we're at currently. Seems to be station only at the moment in regards to positions. See how everyone's going. Gibbs still leading, Wade second, Hunt third. It seems JPH closed slightly on Tyrewall. I don't know if there was a slight error somewhere there. Bertus and Kyonko-chan have now been gapped. In terms of the gap they're looking at, I think it's 2 seconds now. Bertus is away from from JPH there, and Kyonko-chan a further 3.5 behind. But here we go, looking at the gaps again. Tyrewall's gone very wide, coming out of turn 10 there. And he's gone wide again, and JPH is going to be alongside him. He's looking potentially to go around the outside, slots back in. Will he try and do the switch back? He is trying to. He's on the inside for Junkow. Is he further along enough? He was. Bit of a cut though from JPH, and he's had to slot himself back in behind Tyrewall. Imagine this fight's going to develop just as this one is further up the field. Hunt is now just behind Wace, and the gap closing ever more. He's 2.5 behind. Will he go for a move? Will Hunt try it one on the inside? No, Wace is defending. He's going to try and go around the... What on earth? That was some extreme lag then. I don't know if anyone else saw that. That was fantastic. Oh, that was amazing. In any case, it's still action station in that one, and I'm a little bit disappointed that that car didn't fly off. He's still looking though, Hunt, and Wace is having to go very aggressive in terms of his defensive driving. He's got the inside, he's still there. Hunt's still looking around the outside, but he's not alongside enough. He's going to have to slot back in. JPH has still got a ½ second gap over Tyrewall, but Bertus has now caught up to the pair of them, and he's going to be potentially challenging on a lap or so. Looking at the split times, you can see Bertus has done a 35.5 there, and Tyrewall's done a 36 flat, so one to watch further down the line for certain. See Hunt's just all over the back of Wace at the moment. Gibbs still not that much further ahead of Wace at the moment. He's only a second, so if Hunt can manage the chance to get past, will he be able to catch Gibbs? That's the question. That's the question at the moment. Hunt looks like he's got a decent drive coming out of Junkow again, and he's a lot closer. He's definitely a lot closer this time around. You can see the gap coming down ever more, so it's going to be less than a 10th come the end of the straight for certain. Is he going to try and dodge to the inside? No, he goes the long way round. Here we go towards the centre S's for the 4th lap. Is he going to try it? Doesn't look like he has. He's got a decent exit though coming out of the centre S's. Wace was a little bit squirrely coming out of the corner. You can see the time gaps coming down now. Will Hunt be close enough to challenge going into the logo corner? Turn 4 is the left hander coming on. Doesn't look like it. JPH defending heavily from Tyrewall in the number 16 car. Can he hold him off? Can for now. Can for now. Tyrewall on that last lap was going to say marginally quicker, but he wasn't. So JPH must have made a mistake somewhere on the center S's if logic is to be used. Bertus is a little bit further back. He's done another 35.5. Kyonko-chan at the moment still going through the motions, still putting his foot down as best as he can, and that's all about this series. This is what the main key is in terms of improvements and getting through the series race by race. So pre-season event might not be Kyonko-chan's favourite circuit, I don't know. However, we'll see his progress throughout the season, no doubt about it. As we cut now further back, and I think Tyre Wall's made a mistake. He's now second behind JPH there at the moment. Hunt has also lost the back of Wace slightly as well. He went slightly into the grass there, as you can see. And that is the situation as it stands currently. There's Wace's best lap so far. He's just on a 34.2, but Gibb even quicker last time. He's on 33.9. This is evolving. It's quite an intense race at the moment, despite the lack of action in any sense in terms of actual overtaking. The gaps are going to start potentially separating out over the next few laps. But we all love a bit of chaos here at NXTGEN, so who knows what might happen in the next couple of laps. Wace, 6/10 the gap between him and Hunt, and then JPH leads a sort of train of a second and a bit to James Tyre Wall and Subertus there in 6th place. Kyonko Chan rounding out the 7 drivers who are racing tonight. Bit of a cut from Anthony Hunt there. Just spotted that myself then. Don't know if he's gained any time from that at all, but it's something that we will be watching during the events, of course, for anyone who's cutting corners. Doesn't matter whether you're in lobby 1 or lobby 2. During the races here with NXTGEN, we will be keeping an eye out, and post-race penalties during the season can be applied. So for those that are watching, hopefully our drivers during the next few weeks will be racing squeaky clean. I'm sure they will do. They are some of the best NXTGEN has to offer, and I'm sure that will be a lot of fun to see. It's a shame really that we can't ride on board with some of the drivers. It's not letting me currently switch over in terms of the camera types. I have tried both the standard and the variable, but it's not having it, so we'll just have to make do as we go on really. So Wace 34.2 last time around, only a 10th quicker than Gibb, and also Hunt did a 34.2, and it definitely looks like Hunt has closed the gap once more on Wace. We're coming up as well to the halfway mark of this race tonight, this pre-season event. 11 minutes 20 odd to go on the tyre remaining in the bottom right corner there. Seems to have quietened down as well in the back and forth. JPH seems to have got his act together on the controller for tonight, and the number 16 PMR backed car there. Did a 34.2, bit of a slide from JPH there coming out in Pinarino. So interesting that, and a bit of a slide again going into Pico de Pato. Very interesting sideways drifting action from JPH there. Tyre Wall, he's in 5th, and Subertus is 6th. It seems like the 3 of them are separated by similar margins, so we're going to concentrate. Oh, hello, this is a change for the lead. Wace has got ahead of Gibb. What has happened to Gibb? He was a second in front, might have been slow coming out of Junk Cow, might have had an issue, and Wace still on the inside, going into turn 1, heading towards the centre S's. Is he going to get the move done? He is. Runs a little bit wide. He's going to have to try and block Gibb on the exit, which he has done, but will Gibb get a good drive coming out of the corner. Anthony Hunt is there. He's waiting for his moment. If these two have a bit of contact, Wace has gone defensive. Hunt's picking up the slipstream. Gibb goes to the outside. Is he going to try and go around the outside on the brakes? Maybe. Hunt's gone very deep on the brakes. He just managed to get out of the way. Gibb, though, has to slot back into second. Wow, what a change. We didn't see it, sadly, while we were looking at the 2-second gaps for the top 4 fight, but now we've got a 3-way scrap for the first position. Told you the action was going to come back to it, and Gibbs now having to look at trying to attack Wace and defend from Hunt. This is going to be fantastic in the next 9.5 minutes. Gibbs a bit squirrely on exit there, and he's lost a little bit of time. It's allowed Hunt to close right onto the back of him. Gap's less than 2/10. Down into Jung Cow. This is where we assume Gibb made a mistake before. Hunt runs a little bit wide. Now the slipstream effect's going to come into action. Wace has got 4/10 gap, but Hunt is really close onto the back of Gibb here. You can see the gap coming down there, 1.5 tenths, if that, as we come now towards the centre S's for the 8th lap. Will Hunt have a look? He's running a wider line as Gibb, and he's looking to do the switch back on Wace. Bit of contact, bit of bumping. Wace is sideways, there's contact, and Wace is round. Oh, that was such a shame. Looking like such a good fight as well, and Wace is round. Ah, that's a disaster, unfortunately for Wace. It seemed a bit like a racing incident to me, first time viewing, but Wace is going to be disappointed with that. And Gibbs gone wide, he's really off the road there. But this gifts Hunt the lead. I mentioned it earlier, all he has to do is just going to bide his time and wait, make sure he doesn't get too involved, and there he is, he's got the lead of the race now, he's got 1.6 to the good. In third we've got JPH, Tyre Walls in fourth, so he's got past the ailing Wace now, he's going to have to try and fight back through the field. Really unfortunate incident for Wace there, he was running well, he just snapped the lead too. He's going to now have to try and knuckle down and get back on with climbing through the field if he can, and he's got a bit sideways coming out of the corner there. You can see a bit squirrely on exit out of Bico de Pato. Might be Bico de Pato. Bear with me, I'm not Brazilian, so some of these pronunciations aren't going to be fantastic to say the least. Well, there is your race leader with 7 minutes to go. Anthony Hunt currently leads. Gibb is in second, obviously the other collective in that incident there going into the centre. JPH finds himself in a podium position on the controller in third. Tyrewell, Wace is going for a very late lunge up the inside. Tyrewell seen him as contact to get JPH has gone off too. And Wace, after having that bit of contact with Tyrewell, I think he's let him back through. It's sensible driving from Wace. But now Tyrewell is going to get onto the back of JPH. Here we go. Going into turn number 4, and he's already through. JPH is going to slot back in, which he does do. And that is Tyrewell up into a podium position, considering he was 5th only a lap or so ago. It just shows you how quickly races can change, and this is already proven to be an exciting bit of action as just a sort of pre-season taste for what's about to come next Thursday. JPH a little bit wide there, obviously trying to make up for that mistake. He's all over the back now of Tyrewell. Got Wace just in behind him as well as that, and Wace has gone very sideways. Tyrewell's run wide out of the corner, and this is going to allow JPH a chance to try and run round the outside. He's not going to be able to do that though. He's going to have to be patient going into Juncow, which he is doing. Tyrewell's run slightly wide. That's going to open the door for JPH if he can get up the inside, which it looks like, has he got his nose alongside him? He has. That's opened the door, but Wace is going to be waiting for the pair of them. Let's see how this gets on as we go now towards the chicane. JPH on the inside, Wace even looking as well. Is he going to try and make it free wide? He has! Wow, what a fantastic move from Wace. Unbelievable overtake. He's got past the pair of them. Fantastic driving. JPH and Tyrewell are still fighting themselves out. Probably wondering what on earth's just happened in terms of Wace getting past. That was fantastic. Tyrewell having a look to the inside. He's not made it through, and he's going to have to wait and try and force an opportunity further around in the lap. But what a move that was from Wace. That was fantastic. Great bit of opportune driving from Wace. I genuinely thought there was going to be contact, but no. Kept it clean, and he's got himself his podium position back. It might be too late now for him to get any higher up in the field, but he's got the overtake of the night so far. That's a shame. He's already pulled a second on these two who are currently fighting themselves out. A bit further back, Burtis. He's set some competitive lap times so far tonight. You can see there he's got a couple of 30. He's got a 34.9 as his best lap. He's only 2 tenths off Tyrewell's best lap, so proving to be competitive. Maybe just the consistency's lacking a little bit there. But again, this is what this league's going to do. JPH is very, very wide, and he's got a bit of a snake coming out of the corner. Will Tyrewell be close enough to make a move? We saw Wace come from some way back to make it 3 wide. Can Tyrewell get close enough? At the moment, not looking likely going into 10. 4 minutes on the clock. And we've got enough time for 3 laps. The tyre walls hit JPH. Oh, that's an error from tyre wall there, and that's great racing from tyre wall. He's just sat back, let Jordan carry on, which he has done, and they've commenced racing. Clean, good driving, good sportsmanship from James. Well played, sir. But that's going to allow Bertus now back onto the pair of them, 1.2 seconds off the pair. Be interesting to see, and he's just gone 4 tenths quicker than his best so far, and he's run exceptionally wide though, coming out of Descida del Lago there. He'll have lost a little bit of time. Tyre wall though, he's going to have to try and reshuffle, re-energise, get himself back together again and see if he can go for JPH for another crack at 4th place. I think Weiss is done. I think he's checked out in 3rd place. Gibb has been closing down Hunt over the last number of laps since the incident between himself and Weiss, and he took 4 tenths out of Hunt on the last lap. Going to keep an eye on that gap and see how that develops. With 2 minutes 47 left, I think we've got enough time for, I think we might have 2 laps. 2 laps. Can he close them down? Might be a bit of a stretch, but we've already seen this race is going to go any way, shape or form. JPH now has got 8 tenths over James, but Sir Bertus is there in 6th. Kionko Champ still running around, currently in 7th place. Interesting line from Kionko there, going through Bico Dopato there. He's in 7th of the 7 runners we've got. He did a 36.9 last time out, that's his best lap so far. And he's about a second and a half off the pace. That's a competitive effort from Kionko. Must have had a few issues earlier on, and on lap 8 in particular, he did a 141, but I'm sure he'll improve as the season develops. There's Bertus, there's tyre wall, there's JPH. Weiss currently in 3rd, probably slightly frustrated at what happened in the incident there with Gibb. But these incidents do happen from time to time. And there's your race leader, Anthony Hunt 20, currently in 1st place. As the lag there was astonishing as he went flying off the circuit, but he's got 1 more lap to go. With the time remaining, he'll definitely finish off that last lap, and that should be the victory for him, provided he doesn't make any mistakes. Bit of lag again there in the lobby, but we'll try and deal with that as best as we can. Gibb has taken a little bit more time out of him. He's down to 1.7, but it's not going to be enough for him to catch Hunt on this final lap. Place there in 3rd. JPH now got the gap out to 1.2 over James, who's also got the gap at 1.2 to Silverta, so it seems like it's going to be this finishing order unless something dramatic happens on the last lap. I'm not trying to curse anyone, I promise, but everyone loves a little bit of final lap drama. So 30 seconds to go in the session, and JPH running in 4th there, your top 3 you can see there as well. So a 10-round season to come shortly, starting next Thursday from 8 o'clock. 2 lobbies, which will be decided after tonight's event. The countdown timer has just ticked to 0, and here we are going towards Junkow with our race leader. Gibb has pushed this lap. He's got the gap down to 1.3. He's very squirrely on exit there, but it's not going to be enough. Anthony Hunt, he's had a good race all the way through. He's kept his nose clean. He's avoided the incidents that have happened all around him. And he comes down the final straight now towards the checkered flag. It's Anthony Hunt 20, who's your winner for tonight's race at Interlagos. Great result. Gibb takes 2nd, having set fastest lap. Weiss takes 3rd. He'll be a bit annoyed following the incident. Here comes the line astern from JPH. He's going to take 4th on the controller. Tyre wall is 5th. Bertus in 6th, and the lap times between the 3 of them were exceptionally close. We're just now waiting on Kyonko-chan on the final lap. He's had a 39.6 the last time out. Some ways away from Anthony Hunt, who drove well all race. Wace, for certain, gets overtake of the night. That was a great move. 3 wide going into the centre S's. But Kyonko-chan, he's going to round out our last runner. A little bit of damage to the front of his car there. Here he comes toward the line. And that is the checkered flag for tonight. There's your winner, Anthony Hunt 20. Great drive from himself. He'll be well chuffed with that, no doubt. And that's it. That's it for tonight's action. You'll be joining me in Lobby 2, hopefully come next Thursday. And you'll be in for a lot more action, no doubt. So tune in then, and we'll see you very soon.